When we think of Hollywood royalty, we think of the glitz, the glam, and those jaw-dropping $20 million movie salaries. But here is the cold, hard truth that the major studios don't want you to know. You cannot get insanely wealthy just by acting. If you're only trading your hours on set for a paycheck, even a massive one, Uncle Sam, agent fees, and high-flying lifestyles will eat away at that pile faster than you can say action. So how did a select group of actors cross into the stratosphere of demigod wealth? We're talking hundreds of millions, even billions of dollars. Today, we are counting down the top 10 richest actors in Hollywood, backed by the latest financial audits from Forbes and Celebrity Net Worth. We'll look at the massive blockbusters that paid them their biggest paydays and how they actually invested that money to change the world through massive philanthropy. But before we begin, I want you to keep one specific question in mind, because the answer, which I will reveal at the very end of this video, might completely change how you view your own career and financial freedom. Think about this. What is the one legal loophole that allowed a single actor on this list to out-earn Tom Cruise and Leonardo DiCaprio combined, without ever starring in a single billion-dollar superhero movie? Keep that mystery in your head. Let's start the countdown with number 10. Starting us off at number 10 is the ultimate modern leading man, Brad Pitt. Estimated net worth $420 million. Source, Celebrity Net Worth Forbes. The biggest payday. While he consistently commands $20 million upfront, his absolute biggest payday is for his upcoming Apple-backed Formula One film, titled F1, bringing in a staggering $45 million upfront. But Brad didn't get this rich just by looking good on camera. He realized early on that the real power in Hollywood is behind the scenes. He co-founded Plan B Entertainment, the production company behind Oscar-winning masterpieces like The Departed, Moonlight, and 12 Years a Slave. By owning the intellectual property, Brad secured a seat at the billionaire tables. Now, when you reach this level of success, what do you do with it? Brad has spent millions funding the Make It Right Foundation, which built sustainable, eco-friendly homes in New Orleans after Hurricane Katrina. And he heavily supports the Jolie Pitt Foundation, active in global humanitarian aid. At number 9, we have the silver fox himself, George Clooney. Estimated net worth, $500 million. Source, Forbes. The biggest payday. Surprisingly, his biggest acting paycheck wasn't a salary. It was his back-end deal for Gravity, 2013, which earned him over $34 million because he took a lower upfront fee in exchange for a percentage of the box office. But let's be real, acting is practically George's side hustle. The real catalyst for his $500 million empire? Tequila. In 2013, Clooney and his friends launched Casamigos Tequila just as a private hobby. 4 years later, beverage giant Diageo bought the brand for a mind-boggling $1 billion, $700 million upfront, and $300 million in performance milestones. Have you ever had a casual idea with a friend over drinks that you actually followed through on? I remember back in my early writing days, a buddy and I wanted to launch a small digital zine. We procrastinated, got tired, and let it slip. Looking at Clooney, it's a brilliant reminder of what happens when you actually back your crazy ideas with execution. Clooney is also deeply committed to global human rights. Through the Clooney Foundation for Justice, he and his wife Amal actively fight systemic abuses of power in courtrooms worldwide, donating millions to monitor trials and protect vulnerable communities. Number 8 takes us to America's most trusted neighbor, Tom Hanks. Estimated net worth, $400 million to $500 million. Source, Celebrity Net Worth. The biggest payday, Forrest Gump, 1994. Instead of taking a flat fee, Hanks bet on himself and signed a first dollar gross deal. When the movie became a cultural phenomenon, Hanks walked away with an estimated $70 million. Hanks is a classic example of steady, bulletproof wealth built through decades of being the most reliable actor in the business. But he also invests heavily in high-end real estate, with a property portfolio valued at over $225 million across the U.S. When it comes to giving back, Hanks is incredibly quiet but deeply impactful. He is a massive supporter of the National WWW Museum, veterans organizations, and environmental research funds, routinely donating millions without looking for a press release. Coming in at number 7 is the legendary Robert De Niro. Estimated net worth, $520 million. Source, Forbes Financial Reports. The biggest payday, he took home $20 million for the Netflix epic The Irishman, but his most lucrative classic acting paycheck was around $14 million for Analyze This. Now you might think, how is a gritty 70s method actor worth over $500 million? Well, because De Niro is a stealthy culinary and hospitality genius. In the late 80s, De Niro dined at a restaurant run by chef Nobu Matsuhisa. He loved the food so much, he spent years convincing Nobu to partner with him. Today, Nobu Hospitality is a global empire of ultra-luxury hotels and restaurants, generating hundreds of millions of dollars annually. De Niro uses his massive business influence to fund community rebuilding efforts in New York, particularly through the Tribeca Festival, which he co-founded to revive Lower Manhattan after the tragedy of September 11. He also actively donates to cancer research and the Grace Hightower De Niro Foundation. At number 6, we have the man who literally defies gravity and aging, Tom Cruise. Estimated net worth, $600 million. Source Celebrity Net Worth. The biggest payday, Top Gun Maverick, 2022. Cruise structured his deal to receive a percentage of the film's total ticket sales from the very first dollar. He walked away with over $100 million for a single movie. Unlike almost everyone else on this list, Tom Cruise built nearly 100% of his fortune strictly from acting and producing films. He doesn't have a tequila brand or a restaurant chain. He just makes massive movies and demands a piece of the pie. But think about the toll that takes. The man jumps out of airplanes and hangs off cliffs for our entertainment. It makes you ask yourself, are you willing to put your actual life on the line for your craft, the way Cruise does? Behind his intense on-screen persona, Cruise supports multiple global charities, including the Elizabeth Glaser Pediatric AIDS Foundation and various literacy and education programs across America. Entering our top 5 is the hardest working man in showbiz, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Estimated net worth, $800 million, source Forbes. The biggest payday. He regularly pulls in $20 to $25 million up front, but his biggest payday came from his Amazon holiday movie, Red One, netting him $50 million up front. The Rock's story is the ultimate blueprint of the American dream. He famously started with just $7 in his pocket after his football career ended. Today, he's a global mogul. Like George Clooney, his path to near billionaire status is liquid gold. He owns a massive estimated 30% stake in Terramana Tequila, which is currently valued at over $2 billion. What I love about Dwayne is his transparency. Through his Dwayne Johnson Rock Foundation, he works directly with at-risk and terminally ill children, providing empowerment programs, physical education, and direct financial relief to struggling families. He remembers what it's like to have nothing, and that keeps him grounded. At number 4, we have the Austrian oak, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Estimated net worth, $850 million. Source Forbes 2026 Billionaires list. The biggest payday, Twins, 1988. Arnold and co-star Danny DeVito agreed to take zero salary up front in exchange for 40% ownership of the film. It was a massive box office hit, earning Arnold an estimated $35 million, far more than any Terminator salary. Arnold's wealth strategy is pure brilliance. Before he even made it big in Hollywood, he was a millionaire in his 20s through bricklaying, real estate, and mail-order fitness equipment. He didn't rely on acting to feed him. He used acting to supercharge his existing wealth. In the early 2000s, he made incredibly smart, early venture capital investments, including a highly lucrative stake in Google, before it went public. As a former governor of California, Arnold's charity work is legendary. He founded After School All-Stars, providing comprehensive after-school programs for low-income children nationwide, and has donated millions to environmental initiatives and athletic programs for underprivileged youth. We've reached the top 3, and kicking off the podium is comedy icon Jerry Seinfeld. Estimated net worth, $900 million to $1.1 billion. Source Bloomberg/Forbes. The biggest payday. In the final season of Seinfeld, Jerry was offered a historic $5 million per episode to keep going. He turned it down. Why? Because he didn't need it. Jerry Seinfeld's wealth is the result of one magical word: syndication. Because he co-created the show with Larry David, Jerry owns a massive chunk of the show's intellectual property. Every single time Seinfeld reruns on TV or gets bought by Netflix for $500 million, Jerry gets a massive check in the mail. He essentially created a money printing machine that operates while he sleeps. Jerry and his wife Jessica founded the Good Plus Foundation, which battles generational poverty by providing low-income families with essential goods, parental training, and financial support services. At number 2, standing tall as Hollywood's richest self-made actor, is Tyler Perry. Estimated net worth, $1.4 billion. The biggest payday. Rather than one movie, Perry signed a historic multi-year deal with Viacom CBS, now Paramount, that pays him an estimated $150 million annually for content creation, plus equity in the streaming service BET+. Tyler Perry's rise is nothing short of miraculous. At one point in his life, he was homeless, living out of his car in Atlanta, while trying to get his stage plays off the ground. Today, he owns Tyler Perry Studios, a massive 330-acre production lot in Atlanta that is larger than the studio lots of Warner Brothers, Disney, and Paramount combined. He owns 100% of everything he creates. Because of his humble beginnings, Tyler's philanthropy is incredibly direct and personal. Through the Perry Foundation, he has donated millions to clean water initiatives, global disaster relief, civil rights organizations, and routinely buys groceries and gifts for thousands of families in Atlanta during the holidays. And finally, at number 1, the absolute richest actor on the planet, with a net worth that eclipses everyone else on this list combined. It's not a superhero, and it's not an action star. It is Jami Gertz. Estimated net worth, $12 billion, the biggest payday. While she starred in beloved classics like The Lost Boys and Twister, her acting salary is maxed out in the hundreds of thousands. So how on earth is she worth $12 billion? In 1989, Jami married billionaire financier Tony Ressler. Together, they co-founded Ares Management, a massive global private equity firm, and later bought the NBA's Atlanta Hawks and a minority stake in the Milwaukee Brewers. While much of her wealth is tied to her marriage, Jami is an active managing partner in their business ventures and is recognized as one of the most generous philanthropists in the world. The Ressler Gertz Foundation regularly donates tens of millions of dollars annually to education, the arts, healthcare, and Jewish organizations, making them a cornerstone of modern American charitable giving. Now, let's go back to that question I asked you at the very beginning of this video. What is the one legal loophole that allowed an actor to out-earn the biggest blockbuster stars in history without ever starring in a billion-dollar film? Look at Tyler Perry, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and George Clooney. The answer is simple, yet profound. Ownership. If you only work for a salary, your income is capped by the hours you put in. But when you own the studio, when you own the Tequila brand, when you own the intellectual property, your wealth is limitless. Whether you are an A-list actor in Hollywood, a content creator, or someone working a 9-to-5 corporate job, the path to true financial freedom is never about how much you make per hour. It's about how much of the equity you own. So I have to ask you, what is your Tequila brand or your syndication play going to be? What asset are you building today that will pay you while you sleep? Let me know in the comments below. If you found this breakdown valuable, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share this with someone who needs to hear this financial wake-up call. I'm Nova from Trend Insider, and I'll see you in the next video.